Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ken. This is Struggle Swing Golf, the channel where the only thing slower than my ball speed is my internet connection in the golf sim. But as you can see, we're not in the sim today. We're outside. We're at Hillcrest Country Club, where I am blessed to be able to work part-time for this guy right over here. We call him Doc Brown. It's Mike Brown, the head, well, you're the director of golf.
Director of golf.
Gives a lot of lessons. He's my swing doc. I'm the hack. So we're going to work with driver a little bit today. We were up in the sim earlier working with some 7-iron, just taking a look at where impact was on the club face, and wasn't too bad.
No, yeah, it was
wasn't
good.
too bad.
It was looking good today.
Not too bad. Well, I had a good teacher. What can I say?
Well, that's pretty nice,
So,
and you've worked hard at all through the winter.
it's nice when you have a loving wife who's willing to let you take over the third car garage to put a sim. So
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to hit some drivers, see what happens.
All right, so we got our target out there. Let's just make sure we're getting sort of oriented to that. We'll check ball position. Good. So probably hit it pretty good on the face there. Face was just a little open.
Felt pretty good.
Yep. I think you face position just a little bit open.
All right.
Let's see that.
That
So
one went right, that's for sure.
as you go through the golf ball, feel like you're letting those hands release through that golf ball. You've got them in some hinge at the top, and as you come through, I want you to feel like you let that left hand release, right hand
Gotcha.
will help. And then we kind of want to feel that face or that club, as you release through, go ahead and hold it.
Yep.
As you release through, you're going to be in some hinge. When you get in here, this is where you're going to release. And the club's going to come out, feel like everything lines up just beyond impact out here as you're moving left. And then that club's going to go more toe up there.
Okay.
Yep.
Will do.
Good
No
hit.
idea.
Yeah, you hit it good. Just pulled it a little bit left, right over the red flag, right up towards Harris House up there.
That's been my struggle this year, is seeing the ball once it leaves the tee area. Sometimes I do, sometimes I have no clue where it went. It's so frustrating.
So I think a thought that you could have on the golf course, your Titleist ball or whatever ball you're playing is going to have some sort of visual line on it.
Right.
Go ahead and orient that up your target line, and now just feel like you release the club on that path through that golf ball.
Okay.
With the face real square to the back of it. But your setup looks good. Ball position is just inside left heel. I think your positions look nice. There you go. Beautiful shot.
Wow, that was as good as I've hit one in a while.
And that's hit a long way, right on a rope, just right out there.
That's what I was doing yesterday. I hit 4 out of 6 fairways that I played my driver, and they all went like that.
So
but they did that one actually got a little further in the air than some I've been hitting.
I think visually, just having that idea of you want that club to strike and pass right through that line really can be helpful.
Great tip.
The thing I'm pleased with to see, and we saw it up in the sim, is there is a lot of you're repeating a lot of swings. You're making a lot of swings that repeat. There's not a lot of, you got a little tired in that session upstairs, and so your ball position maybe was moving. We talked about losing position with the golf ball.
Right.
You maybe weren't getting consistently set up exactly the same way every time, but really 3 or 4 balls in a row here, you've set up pretty consistently. You've repeated all your pre-swing setups, and now you're just sort of focused on
Getting the ball there.
in swing, getting that club through that practice line there.
That feel of trying to smack right in the middle of that spot where that line is pointed really helps. I hadn't even thought of that, and I'm probably sure I've heard it before.
Yeah. I honestly, I set the ball up like that every time I'm on the golf course on the tee.
Oops. Right off the heel. Could tell. Stood up.
Came out of it a little bit.
Yep. There's some dudes I play with on YouTube that they're hitting the ball every bit as far as Rory does.
Yeah.
They just don't know where it's going.
Yeah, off the planet.
Some of them might be watching now. You know who you are.
Okay. The only other thing I think that you could do to free up the golf swing a little bit, go ahead and set up. You're doing a nice job of maintaining some position with your right elbow, right side, or your right arm to your right side. I think you're doing a good position with that, or a spot with that. But I do think that that club is getting a little low and around. So go ahead and set up. So as you start to go back, take the club back. The club is kind of down here where I would call hand position. This is maybe exaggerated, but hand position feels lower than the shoulder.
Okay.
If you could feel these hands and arms get up here a little bit more, where this hand position now feels somewhere adjacent to your right ear, up by this side. So really what that means is you're starting up the swing plane a little more this way, back this way, and the club hands are going up here as opposed to this way. Do you see how that went around?
Right.
And it gets around really quick here as opposed to there.
But then when I want to downswing, I do want it to come from the inside.
Yeah, you can.
So you want to drop.
So a little bit. I don't want to have to think about too many moving parts there.
Okay.
But I just think don't get that club this
behind
way.
me.
Don't get this club, shaft parallel to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like that your hands are still kind of flashing the butt into the club on the target.
Okay.
And maybe here a little bit, but don't get it here.
Okay.
See how it's pointing way to the right?
Yep.
Get it somewhere back here where your hands can get up here more. And now from there, you're right. You're just going to make that, we talked about that. You're kind of transitioning that good. Move a little left. That right arm sort of stays close to the right side. And you just release it.
Yep.
Yeah, you release it there.
That right there was a 250 swing if I ever saw one.
I think like for me today with you, you've really been pretty good today. I don't want to get you overthinking it because I want you focused on just hitting that nice, good little spot shot out there. But that idea or just that thought of feeling like your hands just get a touch higher in your backswing, kind of relate it to where your shoulder is. I'm going to give you one little idea too on getting that ball set where you don't have to get down on the ground. So get your tee down, and then I always come up with my right foot, and I just stand there and I know my right foot's pointed at my target, and then I just square it to my right foot.
Cool.
And then I know I'm got it pretty square.
That's why we call him Doc Brown. He's got that 1.21 gigawatt coaching ability. Was that better?
Yeah, I like those hands better. That's good. Getting it up there.
Feels better.
It's going to free up your swing a little bit too. Yes. Really good.
Holy smokes.
Really good. It's just not, it's letting you be just a little more, you're a little wider in the swing, a little more width in it, giving you a little more freedom to turn and not feel as the club is too behind you. But your setups are maintaining, which I like. Ball position's good. Everything is repeating.
Whoops. Didn't release the hands at all, did I?
Face had to have been a little open.
The one before that was absolutely middled.
Yep. Create just a touch of that tilt there. Yep, get a little behind it. Feel like you get tilting behind it a little bit more.
Way off my back foot.
So
I didn't turn at all.
So getting your hands up higher maybe is promoting a little bit of this. So when your hands go around and low, I might be tilted here. So I'm a little tilted behind the position of the golf ball. Hands going around low kind of lets you stay on this, in this position where this left shoulder sort of gets over the right instep. But when I told you to get a little higher with the hands, now You're
Am I
trying to get your
leaning?
hands up here and you're tilting back at the target.
Okay.
So feel like you can go, this shoulder can rotate to here. So it's sort of this right side. You feel like we're stretching a little to the right side. I'm stretching to the right side, trying to get my left shoulder over my right instep.
Okay.
But my hands can still feel high there without feeling like I'm tilting back at the target.
Okay.
And that's why I think your contact isn't as good. So let's train that, feel that position. So yeah, you're gonna feel more, don't move your legs so much, but let your upper body straddle back this way more, like that. Yep, so I'm kind of holding you into that position. From here now, you just move left and unwind. Yep, do that again. Let's go back to the ground. So this shoulder's gonna move. Your legs are gonna support you on that side. You're gonna go right there. Yes, that. Now you're behind, now you're way behind the position of the golf ball. You're in great shape.
Okay.
You can come from behind it.
All right.
Way better. You just got back behind it instead of tilting at it at the top.
I take those all day long. That's still left side of the fairway, right?
Yeah, it's just perfect.
I like that. That was nice. Middled too.
Okay, so now do our little tip. Stick the tee in the ground, put your right foot pointing at the target, and center that ball on it. And get your right foot just aimed where you want it, and then just center the ball up on that. Yeah, I like that feel. Right up at the top, when your hands are up there at the top, you don't feel like your spine is tilting at the target. You feel like you're still staying somewhat
Tilted
in that.
away. Gotcha.
You feel like you're still got that right side bend. Good ball, Ken. That's a wrapper, buddy. Whoo! That's really good. I've not seen you hit it like that.
I've not seen me hit it like that either.
That winter work is paying off. Just
sure.
mainly because your golf swing, I think, feels more natural to you.
Yes.
The motion, the sequence of the movements, lower body first, then upper body comes in from behind. I think all that sequence and repetition and thoughtfulness of it over the winter, and just your couple years now of really trying to work on your game, seems like it's starting to now click in for you. And now you can actually work on a position, and that position works for you.
That was excellent. That was as well as I've struck a driver shot in a long, long time.
Yeah, that's really good.
So thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Thank you, Mike.
Good job, buddy.
Appreciate you, brother.
Good. Appreciate you.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. That wraps up this video. The struggle is real when it comes to getting better at life and golf. I plan to keep swinging. Mike plans to keep teaching. I hope you plan to keep watching. So until next time, God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.